Coming in at $42,995 Canadian is the 2025 Kia Sorento in its EX trim. And Connor, this car is the best value pick out of the Sorento lineup, in my opinion.
And it looks the best, I think, as well. I'm loving these rims.
They are really
cool. I like these rims.
Definitely an improvement from last year, too, I think. And today we're going to talk all about it. So we're going to give you a full in-depth walkthrough of the interior and the exterior of this vehicle. And we have a special guest today. Actually, we have two. So in our video bay, Tim Gross, our general manager, is here. And his wife just recently switched into this exact car, exact color, exact trim level after driving a Telluride for quite a few years. She says it's her favorite car. So we might have Tim come in if he's gonna ever finish wiping down his vehicle. In the meantime though, let's start off with the walkthrough of the 2025 Sorento. Connor's gonna grab the camera and we'll start off with the front end, work our way to the powertrain, and then finish off inside to answer your questions in our live Q&A segment. All right, so let's take a look at the front end before I get those lights on. In 2024, the Kia Sorento did undergo a slight refresh, so we have a brand new style for your headlamps. You still have that beautiful amber daytime running light, except now it's integrated a little bit into the grille itself. On the EX trim, everything design-wise is going to be a little bit more accented, so it's going to look a little bit more sleek and sophisticated compared to the LX entry-level trim. For that, I'm talking a beautiful gloss black grille, so it definitely adds a little bit more shine, a little bit more sleek, and then it really ties in with the daytime running light I mentioned. It's hard for me to talk about it without showing you guys, so let me turn those on and you can see exactly what it is I'm pointing out.
I think the lights are probably the best part of the front end. I like the refresh on the lights.
Yeah, so exterior-wise, on the refresh, you actually can't see that much of a difference from the previous year. Let me get the hazards on so you can see the actual amber portion.
But I liked how it's like a stacked LED headlight design with the amber as well.
And Connor, there's actually something special about these LEDs specifically on this trim level.
And what's that?
So they go from a regular reflection style LED to a projection style. And what does that mean? Well, they're still bright and they will still hurt you if you're driving in opposing traffic, but it's gonna have more of a focus on the road ahead of you as opposed to just kind of flaring out where you don't necessarily need it. So it's projected to where you need it most, hence its name. All right, there's that amber daytime running light. Looks beautiful. Vertically stacked main headlight unit, and then you do have, of course, your high and low beams in LEDs. Again, beautiful blacked out grille with a nice chrome finish surrounding it, and then our beautiful Kia emblem that's stamped into the hood itself. I'm gonna pop open the hood because the EX trim has something very special to offer. It is your introductory trim to the turbocharged powertrain. Oh, we got the fan on all the way up in here. Let's turn that down.
Now, Gabby, is this the 1.6 liter?
No, this is not the 1.6 liter.
Okay.
This is the 2.5 liter turbocharged gasoline direct injection 4-cylinder.
All right.
So 281 horsepower with 311 pound-feet of torque.
And that's a nice jump from the 1.6.
Well, the 1.6 is only on the hybrid.
Well, there we go.
So it's a bigger jump for sure. Now, if you're looking at the trim level below this, the LX, you still get a 2.5 liter for your displacement, but it's going to be naturally aspirated, and you're only going to get about 181 horsepower with, I believe, 181 horsepower. Forget the torque specs. So this is definitely a huge power increase and torque increase, but with that, you'd expect a lot worse fuel efficiency, and that's not exactly the case. This is rated at 10.3 liters per 100 kilometers combined, and it's a 3-row, decently sized SUV, so not bad at all. All right, let's take a look under the hood itself. You do have a prop arm, which is one thing I don't love about the Sorento, but it's something so small. It's not a deal breaker for me personally, but let me know in the comments if it is for you guys. Imagine not buying a car because it has a prop arm. That's all I gotta say. And then one more thing I wanna point out actually has to do with the lower bumper. So this gloss black segment is gonna start on the EX trim. Again, just a nice finer touch. You're also going to get a radar plate that's going to be utilized for your smart cruise control and your forward collision avoidance. So that also works with pedestrians and cyclists. And my personal favorite, integrated front parking sensors. So you get them on the front and the rear on this vehicle. Really aids with parking a vehicle, especially if this is a larger jump from your last car. All right, let's take a look at the wheels. So Connor mentioned them earlier on, but these wheels, they're 20-inch alloys and they look good. So a mix of dark and light, you do get an all-season tire, and in Canada, the Sorento is standard with all-wheel drive. Finding it really hard to focus right now because Tim is making faces at me. Just proof that these videos, I guess, are live streamed. All right, closer look at the wheels, 20-inch alloy. You get a mix of the dark and light, just like how we have on our front grille. And then you have a cross-contact all-season tire. And it did mention all-wheel drive. Now, it does have a front-wheel drive bias. And what does that mean? Well, on a day like today where it's sun and shine, no rain, no snow, It's going to be primarily front wheel drive unless you're starting from a stop, so getting that extra traction, or let's say you pull onto a gravel or mud road, the car will adjust itself. That makes it more fuel efficient in your everyday driving. You don't need that extra power to the rear unless you really need it. All right, around the wheel wells, you do have a bit of black plastic and a reflector. All right, let's take a look at this element here. Never know what to call this other than your fender element.
Accent piece.
Accent piece, yes. Again, just adding to the style of the Sorento. You get a mix of some nice, I guess, satin chrome. It's not full chrome. And then more of a matte look underneath. Some gloss black, your turn signal indicator, which is an LED, and then some more body color. All right.
Now, just a quick thing, Gabby. I like on the wheels how you can't see any of the lug nuts.
Oh, yeah.
They're all hidden behind the nice Kia cap there. And the Stinger, I think, did that first.
Yes.
And now they've kind of transferred it to more of the cars, which I like.
I think almost all of our cars are starting to do this now. And it looks, a lot of people don't realize how much cleaner it looks until you're comparing wheels side by side that have it and don't have it. Such a small change that makes such a nice difference. So I really do like that. Up above, we do have roof rails. They are just our traditional flush with the body type style. This is, of course, functional if you do want to utilize rooftop storage. Another thing I do like about this car that makes it very, very user-friendly, and this is actually a standard function, is the proximity key. So this car is a push to start, meaning we don't actually have to have a keyed ignition. But that also means I can press this button to get in and out of my car, lock it, unlock it, and never touch my key fob if I don't want to. So I personally always carry a bag with me, or if I put it in my pocket, I never really touch my keys. I most of the time don't know where they are. I just walk to my car and hope it unlocks. That's a really good thing for me. But again, a great function that I use every single day, and I don't think I could go to a car without it because quite honestly, where are my keys? I don't know. Back end of the Sorento. Sorry, I'm all over the place, you guys. Back end of the Sorento hasn't changed that much from its original change in 2024, or from its original body style. The only main difference is the fact that the taillight is now connected. I always point that out, so we're together now. We do have a little bit of different badging as well too, so a 4X badge indicating that this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. My favorite part about the EX is the introductory to its convenience features like a smart power liftgate. So powered lift, you can adjust the height, you can turn it off, you can even make it proximity entry, so I just have to stand here and it'll power open for me. That way I don't have to kick underneath and lose my balance or fumble for my keys to actually unlock it. You do have 3 rows of seating in the Sorento, so come a little closer, Connor. We'll take a look at what that is shaped like. So it's a very modular platform. So you have 2 seats in the very center. They're captain's chairs, and that's going to be the same on all of the turbocharged engine Sorentos. Then you have 2 seats in the 3rd row.
With the seats down, it's a lot of, good amount of cargo space.
Glad you said with the seats down. The biggest complaint about the Sorento, and again, this is because it's not a full-size SUV, is the fact that when these seats are up, there's realistically not a lot of cargo room. And guys, that's expected. All vehicles in the size class are fighting with that. You do have these 2 seats back here that are very comfortable because of how wide they are. A lot of vehicles in this class will try to squeeze 3 seats in the 3rd row, and that's just simply uncomfortable unless you are very, very, very small. But you can see the width of these. There's still a good amount of headroom, which I'll demonstrate when we hop inside. The only real flaw is the amount of rear space behind these seats. So you gotta really think about your lifestyle, and if you are always driving 5 passengers, know that you will lose quite a bit of room with having 1 seat up, and then obviously a lot more when you have both rear seats up. Let's go back to the positives though. So we do have an actual spare tire with this vehicle.
Yeah.
So there
the
is,
accessories.
yeah, your jack, and then the tire itself underneath. So let's take a look. You got a compact spare.
Yeah, you can see it.
Perfect. Single tip exhaust. It's lowered. It's pointed directly to the floor.
Kind of that hidden style.
Yeah. No crazy exhaust note on this vehicle. It is a family SUV. That is a lot of fun to drive though, I will say. More on that when we hop in the driver's seat. And then we have rear parking sensors along your back bumper. Some more of that satin chrome too. So again, not that very vibrant old chrome that we're used to on, you know, Cadillacs and your grandpa's truck. This is just a nice tasteful satin chrome. So again, modern. Let's close this up and I'll talk about fuel efficiency again briefly, and then I'll mention the price point again. So for your fuel tank, it's located on the driver's side rear. It's a 67-liter tank, and this vehicle is rated at 10.3 liters per 100 kilometers with its turbocharged engine. Not a big difference from the naturally aspirated below, and trust me, you guys, if you are looking for the Sorento, unless you absolutely need the bench seat in the middle, this is the one to buy because I promise you, you will have so much more fun driving it. And I'm not just talking about the people with heavy feet, with a heavy foot, I should say. It is a pleasure to drive. The response of the turbo is unlike no other. Again, it's not a sports car, but it has plenty of get up and go, and it's just a lot of fun. You also do have a dual clutch transmission. It's an 8-speed wet type. And I know that gets a lot of controversial opinions, but I will say, as long as you get used to kind of the feel and how it differs from a traditional automatic, it's very engaging, very quick shifting, and a lot of fun, and also efficient. All right, let us take a look at the driver's side area before I hop in. So the EX is also going to introduce the leatherette interior. So if that's a must-have for you, this is your starting trim. It is very easy to clean. We have been getting a lot of questions about that recently. Now it's only available in black in Canada, and other countries you may be able to get this in another color, but only here, unless you're going to the top trims. For the door, you have a lot of soft touch materials, and it's a very premium solid door. I hate when doors feel cheap and flimsy. This feels like the real deal. You do get a nice door handle, some cool design on this panel here, and then all of your mirror and window controls, which I'll quickly have Connor showcase. Power controlled mirrors, they are heated, your unlock, lock, and then your window controls. You also have a child lock window and door right over there. I'm gonna hop in before Connor does and showcase the seat. So you do have a powered driver's seat, bottom adjustment that also does height and twist and tilt. You can do the backrest and even lumbar support. These seats are heated with 3 different levels for both driver and passenger, and the EX trim also introduces a heated steering wheel. Best part about this heated steering wheel, it heats up the entire thing. So no matter how you like to drive, it's going to be heated. Very nice. Left-hand side is where you're going to have quick access to your media controls. So you got voice commands, your actual stereo volume, your phone, and a favorite button that you can set to do whatever you'd like. Now it's going to be easier for Connor if he comes to the passenger side, so he's going to do that now.
And I've seen a comment about it'd be difficult to access the spare tire. It's really not. There's actually a screw in the trunk that you can just unscrew it and the tire falls down. Now getting it back up there is a different story.
I think it might be easier in some cases, because if you have a car full of stuff, you got to take all your stuff out on the side of the road.
Clear
it's just under there. All right, so back to our steering wheel, like I mentioned, heated. All of your media controls are separated from your driver assistance. I have driven some other manufacturers that kind of have everything all over the place, and Jeep specifically, they have their volume and kind of channel shifts behind the steering wheel, and it's not labeled. Man, I'm skipping songs when I mean to decrease the volume, and I get very unhappy. So I like how everything is labeled and simple on this car. So on the right side, let's talk about safety and what this car has. I mentioned earlier it's got forward collision avoidance, but it also has smart cruise control, so you can utilize this button to set the following distance from the car ahead of you, and your vehicle will take you all the way to a complete stop if you hit stop and go traffic. You also have an automated steering assistance. So this watches the lanes ahead of you, sees if there's any sort of bend in the road or any sort of turn happening, and will take corrective action for you. It is great for driver fatigue, and I gotta be honest, it's one of the first things I turn on when I hop to my car every day, because it's not annoying. It doesn't beep at you, it doesn't freak out at you, it just guides you. So it's, who doesn't need a little bit of help now and then? All right. And then back to what else is new about the Sorento. So in its refresh last year, we got brand new software. So we see it first on our gauge cluster.
Looks great.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
That dash.
And this isn't even the most premium screen we have, but it is so tech forward, yet simple to understand. So a digitized tachometer with a really cool, some people are calling it an owl eye style, but a kind of bar graph that does move with you. And then a digital speedometer on the left. Still got your fuel gauges, everything you need, your temperature, and then your speed limit. So that's gonna, of course, update based off the road that you're on. Distance to empties at the top, and it does kind of give you a live indicator of what's happening with your car, if the trunk's open, hood's open, that kind of thing. Here's what I like most though. So every driver is different, and you're gonna wanna see what you wanna see. So we have a button right over here that allows you to change the view of the gauge cluster to your preferred setting. So let me take that from Connor. I'm gonna press this, and we can see our trip, your lane, and then also your drive distribution and tire pressure. So drive distribution is for your all-wheel drive system. Very customizable. If you're not a fan of this orangey color, you can change it too. So it is a lot of fun and very user-friendly, very customizable. This main screen over here though, Charlotte calls this the star of the show, and it really is. So this is our new CCNC software, way quicker than what we've had before and very user-friendly, even though it's more advanced. So very similar to what you probably have in your phone. It's easy to change things and make it personally yours, because why do I have to flip through 5 screens just to find something like my Bluetooth settings? You can personalize it to what you really use in your car. AM, FM radio with Sirius XM, but what you're probably asking about is CarPlay and Android Auto. It's wireless on this vehicle now. In the past, all larger screens were always wired, so very nice to have that tech update. Another cool thing this car has is a search function, and this is very advanced. If your vehicle is equipped with navigation, you can search for your nav address here. You can also search for any sort of help. So if I can't find my date and time menu, I can just type it in here, and it'll find it for me. So date and time takes me right there.
That's pretty cool that you can search the settings and also search nav.
Yes, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I'm not in this specific trim because it's not equipped with navigation, but on models that do have it,
yeah.
it's pretty handy. Because yeah, you don't want to cycle through things just to find a search function. You just press your search and then search for whatever you need. You can also use your voice commands too, so obviously to minimize typing while you're driving. But this is great for passengers, obviously. All right, back to our home screen though. Let's take a look. So again, very large icons, making it more user-friendly. And then under setup, you can customize just about everything in regards to safety on your vehicle. So a common complaint or question we get from customers is, my husband loves the forward collision avoidance, but I personally think it's so annoying. You can actually change that, turn it off between driver profiles, and customize it to how you like. And same thing with your smart cruise control. If you think it's a little bit too slow to get up to speed after a change in the traffic ahead of you, you can change that. So acceleration, set it to fast, set it to slow. So super customizable and very driver focused. All right, let's go back to the Sorento itself. So let's talk about our vents real quick. Expands all the way across here. Very nice design. And then you still have that traditional, what we've seen last in the previous model of Sorento. It just looks good. It's a very sporty cabin, which I really do like. This, however, is new. So this is actually a screen. Flips between climate control and media. This can be a little confusing at first, but I promise you everything you might need to access here, you can also do through the screen itself, so don't worry too much. When it's on its media mode, you'll be able to tell because it's got a volume and power, file and tune, and then all these icons here. So home, maps, search, seek, track, all of your basics. If I flip it over to climate control, it's simply just climate. So I got my AC controls, I can manually adjust my fan speed, or I can leave it in its automated setting where the car will handle the rest. Pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. Heated seats are located here for driver and passenger. You got USB-Cs because this is 2025, well technically 2024, and we can switch between just charging and data transfer. There's also a wireless phone charger that starts on this trim level, a traditional gear shift, which is a big deal. One nice thing about the traditional gear shift is you do have the capability to put it into its, I don't want to say Tiptronic because that is trademarked, but you know, increase, decrease, upshift, downshift. Pretty nice. Cup holders also. And then this is a ton of fun, your drive and terrain mode select. So this dial, you can utilize it while you're parked or while you're driving in its drive mode options to go through normal, eco, sport, and smart. And this will change the way your vehicle is going to operate from its powertrain to its transmission, everything. It will truly make a difference. Eco mode will of course prioritize fuel savings, and sport mode will do quite literally the opposite, but you'll have a lot of fun. It's all about miles per gallon. Terrain modes, if you give it a press, it'll allow you to cycle between snow, mud, and sand, and that will change your torque distribution in the all-wheel drive system, so it'll preset it to its factory settings for those drivetrain modes. And it'll also, in some cases, disable your stability control and your traction control. So, of course, with mud and sand, you do want some wheel spin to get you out of those situations, but in the snow, you don't necessarily want that. So these are already tailored to those conditions as best as the factory can, and allows you to have a little bit more confidence on the road. All right, heated steering wheel, auto hold, downhill braking assist, electronic parking brake, a camera view, which summons your camera. And then we got our parking sensors if you want to shut them off. There's also idle, stop, and go in this car. That's a pretty hot topic question. So that essentially turns off your engine when you approach a stop, let's say a stoplight or a stop sign, and then brings it right back on. You do get some storage in the center, so a removable storage pocket, and then just your deep storage. There's nothing crazy going on over there, but let's talk about crazy. Connor, do you mind showing the glove box?
With a light. That's crazy.
Whoa.
Your traditional style glove box, nothing fancy.
Yeah, there's nothing too crazy going on over there. But one thing we do get on this vehicle that is very nice to have is the integration of Kia Connect. So that is the app service that allows you to unlock, start, drive, and view the status of your car. I personally love it, especially in the winter, because you can turn the heat on, especially your heated steering wheel, hop into your car, and it's perfect for you. It's free for about 3 years, and then after that you can choose to opt in or out. Let's check out the second row.
No sunroof on this trim.
No. But I gotta say, Connor, for $42,995, I think it's pretty impressive.
It's a good package. It's all loaded with a bunch of tech.
Yeah, maybe we'll just take a quick break to talk about the main highlights of this trim, what adds on to this trim as opposed to the trim below. So power liftgate, LED projection lamps. You do get the leather interior too. I know a lot of customers ask about that. Heated steering wheel might not be a must-have for you, but I think once you have it,
especially living in Canada.
Can't live without it, you guys. Wireless phone charger as well too. So those are some of the big ones that really navigate consumers towards this trim as opposed to the other. Your seating configuration will also be different because you're going to get the 6 seats, meaning there's captain's chairs in the middle instead of a bench. So that might be a preference of yours, or that might be a downside depending on your lifestyle, but just so you know. All right, these seats here, extremely comfortable. The captain's chairs definitely do prioritize comfort for your second row cabin. You do get armrests. They are adjustable to whatever their preference is. USB-Cs in the back of the seats ahead of you, so driver and passenger. There is a deluxe pocket, so you get a leatherette pocket and a mesh pocket. Air vents, and these air vents are great because there's no seat in the middle. It actually it transfers air to the third row as well too, so they're still getting some circulation even though there's no actual vents back there. There is a 12 volt down at the bottom for any sort of larger accessory that needs power. And these seats are very easy to maneuver if you are choosing to sit here. So if you're reaching between your legs, you got a bar, you can pull it forward, reach it back. You can grab your side handle to recline it or bring it forward. And to get in and out of the third row, you do have a button on the shoulder pad. Then you just give it a push, folds the seat a little forward and allows it to slide fully on its rail system. Of course, how far it'll slide forward depends on how far the person ahead of you is seated, but I think that's a pretty good amount. Before I actually hop in the third row, I'll have Connor show the door because this is where your cup holder is located. Obviously your window controls, and we still have that nice design element by your door handle. So that almost dark chrome stands out, looks good. All right, doing this in heels is always humbling, but let's hop into the third row. I've got this seat back. I want to say it's all the way, but maybe I could do it a little further. Nonetheless, I'm going to have myself seated as far back as I can. Lots of headroom. Now, if I am someone who is taller, let's just make myself taller. There is more available space up here as opposed to if I was reclined fully relaxing. Like I said, these seats are wide. You are going to have a little bit of a bend in the knees, so a little bit more of a hunched position, especially if you do have longer legs, because this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, there is drivetrain here, so it is an elevated platform. I will grab that from you, Connor, to showcase what else we got back here. So there are USB-Cs. These indents in the side allow you to put a cargo screen in if you choose to get one aftermarket or after the fact. Another USB-C, and then these buttons will power fold, or automatically fold, I should say, the second row. So I'm going to press the left side. I'll show you. Yeehaw! Goes completely flat. And then, of course, when these seats are knocked down, it is truly flat. Doubt just said Gabi is actually close to 6 feet tall, so that is spacious. Yes, you know what, I actually am pretty tall, now that I think of it. I do have long legs, so I think I am good at comparing what this is. All right, is that about it for the car?
I think so.
Adele, do you want to say hi?
We have a special guest today.
Yeah. So we actually had a subscriber come in. He wanted to see if these videos are actually live or if we're lying about it. And are we actually live?
It's real.
It's real. Yeah. I know the impeccable quality of these videos, from its picture quality to its preparation, is very, very deceiving, but yeah, it's live. All right, Q&A time?
Q&A. I've seen a couple good questions pop up.
Awesome.
The one I wanted to mention was someone said that the keys don't take batteries. They in fact do take batteries, and they will die on you.
Oh, is that a threat?
What's the price again?
The price of this car, $42,995 Canadian.
Yes. So that's the correct what Zoran actually mentioned.
Oh, really?
But yeah, your keys will die on you after a while. It just takes a regular like button cell battery, depending on the key fob. You just have to open it up, and under $5 you have it replaced.
Yeah. Key fobs, I've had my cars for so long without my fobs ever dying. The
Yeah,
only different thing about this specific vehicle is the fact that the fob itself is so big that the battery, or that the key fob doesn't fit, the physical key doesn't fit because the battery's so big. So when you get them from factory,
Oh, it's a separate key
yeah,
blade.
the physical key
Yeah,
itself is separated from the fob, which if you do purchase a vehicle that has this setup, make sure you keep one with you at all times in case your fob ever does die,
Yeah.
or else you can't get into your car. I just realized I don't have the physical key with me, only the fob, so I can't show that.
Just imagine it.
All right, oh, I do have a car that does have a traditional blade in it. So this is a used Telluride, and this one has the blade integrated into the fob. Kia Sorentos and the new Tellurides and the new EV9s will not have it. It's just separated.
And if you're wondering how it works, on the driver's side door handle, there's a cap that you pop off and then open it up, and
Yeah.
in the car you are.
Okay. Zoran, you were almost behaved. Show fob.
I didn't mention him when he first got in.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to be on camera, but we forced him. Sorry. Gabi, is the color ebony black or is it wolf gray? It's wolf gray. See, he's a real person and we're real people, confirmed. Do you prefer keys with the buttons on the side or edges or traditional style? Definitely much these ones. These are
Yeah,
so
I like this
sleek.
style.
I don't
Although
know.
I do like the new keys, how it's like a recycled
Yeah.
material,
Yeah.
kind of a different style.
Fits in my pocket.
Yeah, perfect. And I will say, ladies, if you're watching this, you know our pockets are not created equal. We do not have deep pockets. These fit perfectly. Matter of fact, my keys are always in my pocket. Another thing, I can't tell you how many times I've gone home and then changed my clothes or put my hand in my pocket and I pull out like 3 dealership keys. And I would just freak out like, I hope no one needs to move this car.
We had a loaner EV Soul. I had the keys for months. We had to get new keys and everything. We
I
found them
remember
eventually.
the whole drama about that.
Oh man, they're in a jacket pocket of mine. Oh jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, the worst is like when like spring's ending, so you're putting that jacket away and then you never see it again
That's what
until
happened.
next year.
That's what happened.
Oh boy.
Dealership problems.
Yeah. Hank's asking, are there any Kia hats available at Brantford? I need a black one to go with my Kia jacket.
Not currently, but we're trying to get some more stuff in.
Just like our cars, they're hard to
Yeah.
get. Let's see. Oh boy, it's hard. Can you review a Kona Limited? Absolutely, as soon as we can get one. Although we don't really have a limited trim. The
Some
M-Line
of it-
Ultimate.
Yeah. I don't know, the M-Line Konas are nice though.
What happened to parking assist, or was that just European model? So we actually don't have parking assist available on the Kia Sorento at all for its gasoline options. It's available on the Kia Sportage hybrid in its SX trim, same with the plug-in hybrid, but not the Kia Sorento.
Gotta park it yourself.
What model gets a moonroof? So you get the full panoramic sunroof on the X-Line limited trim. So you gotta go up a couple steps to get that. But again, guys, I wanna know, my big question in this video is, do you think this vehicle is worth it? Do you think its upgrades from the base model are worth the price? And do you find the need to go any higher in trim lines to get what you want? Because I think everything I need comfort-wise
This
is right in this
kind of has
car.
it all.
Yeah. I just need a heated steering wheel and 4 wheels. Actually 5 wheels considering the steering wheel, but. Are those Air Jordan 1s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I got the Dakota steel toes on.
Connor, you gotta work on your flexibility, man.
I could hardly get my leg up there. Horrible.
Can we do the trunk test size with the subscriber there? Would you want to be in the trunk at the car?
Oh, sure. No problem.
Okay, hop in.
But I'm a big guy, so.
Well,
let's
that's
see.
good for proper testing. All right.
So where? Yeah.
Yeah, guys, this is Adele.
Hi.
You may have seen him. You comment quite a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lower?
Oh, where?
Lower? Under here? Yeah. No, no, higher. Right over
In
here.
between.
Oh, here. Sorry.
No, you got it. Obviously, you don't watch that much.
No,
I'm
I use
kidding.
a sport card.
Okay, that's right. That's right. I'll give you that.
So I need to push this first, right?
You pull the tether.
Yep.
Yep. And then give it a little bit of push. Perfect.
That I know.
And then you can just climb right in.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Comfy.
Was it pretty straightforward?
Pretty straightforward. I can feel in it.
All right.
I'm a big guy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm taking this home.
You're taking it home. So Adele, what did you get to do today at the Brantford Kia dealership?
Oh, a lot of things. Like I just told everyone it's my birthday, and everybody gave me a joyride on their cars.
Yeah.
Really good.
Michael, our sales guy, took him for a ride in his Nissan Z, and then I took him for a ride in
Yeah.
Pat's Porsche
Best
911.
birthday ever.
Yeah. We did just get asked, where's Michael? So maybe we should bring him out. All right, we are at the 30-minute mark, so I guess we got to end off today's video. Thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you in the next one, which will be Monday. But we do have some videos being posted. Actually, not Monday.
We're not here. Thanksgiving on Monday.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. But we do have videos being posted along the weekend if you guys want to check that out. Bye. Oh my gosh, the most humbling part.